Hello everyone, Crystal Lynn here. Welcome to my channel, Tuning Into Love. Thank you so much for joining me again. I've missed you guys and I absolutely love tuning in to receive the messages that you are meant to hear, affirmation, guidance, validation to what you're feeling. So welcome to this pick a card, you guys. This is going to be all about our inner childhood wounds, any trauma from the past, any emotional wounds, anything that is lingering within us that is preventing us from truly stepping into our power, walking our path. This is a reading and a message that is going to go in depth with you regarding what your higher self would like you to look at this time, to acknowledge, to be with, because we've all experienced trauma. We've all experienced some sort of event that caused emotional pain, emotional damage, what have you. So it's not about anything being wrong with you. There's nothing to fix. You are absolutely perfect just the way you are. You are whole, you are complete. There's nothing wrong with you. But each human has gone through something. And if we don't address the pain, the emotional pain, the subconscious pain, it will continue to come up and repeat itself in our future relationships. So it's very important, and it's a huge step in loving yourself to look at whatever's going on with your emotions, your pain, whatever you're carrying inside, to look at it, to say, I'm here with you. I'm going to sit with my pain. I'm going to heal it. I'm going to focus on releasing this, because as an adult, now that we are able to make our own decisions and choose for ourselves, we can be that unconditionally loving parent that we need. We can be that unconditionally loving person in our lives, heal any sort of injuries, whether seen or unseen, within ourselves, and move on and make better choices and make the choices that are in alignment with our soul and our highest good, and to serve our purpose, to find our happiness and our joy. So this reading may be longer than usual, and I was guided to pull 6 messages. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Take a moment to tune in if you need to. And let's get into this reading, you guys. I want to say thank you again so much for being here with me. I'm so grateful for you guys. I exist for you guys, and you exist for me. And you all fill me with so much gratitude in life every day, knowing that these messages are being received by those they're meant for. And it shows me that this universe is truly orchestrating so many things in the unseen, behind the scenes, that we aren't even aware of. So keep trusting yourself and following your intuition, and know that whatever comes up is meant for you to look at and heal, is meant for you to transmute, because you are part of that beautiful energy that is going to transmute this denser energy into love. So with that, you guys, let's get started. We're gonna start with group number 1. And I apologize for any background noise that you guys hear. It is Saturday, and so there's a lot going on outside. But hopefully we can get through it. All right, you guys. So for those of you who chose group number 1, let's see what your higher self wants you to know today. Now, I've picked quite a few cards, as you can see. I was guided to really go in depth as much as possible. So I'm going to start with this card here, which is the Postcards from Spirit. And on the front here it says, you are divine beauty. Aren't these beautiful? So it says, dear you, the simple yet powerful law of cause and effect means everything is in relationship. Every action on earth has a consequence, and even in the spirit world there is a consequence for every action taken on your behalf. Right now, you're facing conditions that were set in motion by past decisions. Consequences are coming into being in your favor. They will remind you that making good choices and listening to your intuition pays off. If some things are a little off and uncertain, know that whatever you are facing, you can step beyond it just by using your imagination and acting on that instead of reacting to what is being presented. Everything you think and do has far-reaching reverberations in the web of life. Move to higher ground and have faith that what goes around comes around. The universe is always self-correcting anyway. Isn't that amazing? How we adore you. So, wow, this is powerful because you are choosing to heal things from the past and make your choices based in alignment with who you are and with love moving forward. And because of that decision and that choice, you are able to truly surrender and let go and allow the universe to guide you and allow the universe to handle all of the things that happened in the past that, you know, you don't have to hold on to resentment or anger or any of those things. So good for you. This is amazing way to start the reading for really looking at, you know, the past. And I have no idea how I'm going to lay these cards out here, but I also pulled a little shine message. So let's see what your message is here. It says, be strong, go with your heart, and believe in miracles because anything can happen. Okay. Be strong, go with your heart, and believe in miracles because anything can happen. Okay. So that's beautiful. I'll just set that here. Okay, so I'm going to lay these out. We've got some questions here. I'm going to do those last. I guess I'll just show them to you. We'll see what's all going. How do I feel when I feel nurtured? Why am I nurtured? Why am I right? How do I feel when I am right? Okay. Let's just see what you got here. Follow your own rhythm, number 5. Orphaned, number 5. Okay, so you're going through some actual physical change right now in your physical world. See the other person's point of view from the Ascended Masters. Mountain strength from Earth Magic. The Deer, gentleness, diplomacy. Shower of abundance from the angels. We've got the World here. Release, which is death. Okay. The crown chakra. You've got the Hanged Man with the 5 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. My goodness. Okay, so give me just a moment here to see what your higher self wants you to look at. Follow your own rhythm, okay? And orphaned. This is... First of all, what I'm feeling is that you are a very strong yet gentle soul. You really have a core value and belief in life being sacred, valuable. You honor life, you value life, but there's been a lot of there's been wounding in your past that had you feeling maybe rejected, left out, you don't fit in. The orphaned card's kind of like the black sheep of the family. It's like you haven't, there's nothing that you've done to feel like you deserve certain things, but you've taken a lot, you know, you've taken a lot from others with their judgments and projections and limiting false beliefs. And maybe you were, as a child, you were criticized or judged for following the beat of your own drum, you know. Maybe you were seen as someone who was different and you weren't accepted for who you were. So through that, you've developed a lot of strength, but you've also maybe suppressed your expression to the point where there's a part of you that is learning how to really tap into the strength and use it for what it was given to you for. That true strength is about standing in your integrity and your truth and choosing love, which takes a lot of courage and bravery, and it takes a lot of strength, because it's really easy to choose fear and to, you know, send back that energy of fear, retaliation, you know, tit for tat, whatever. But you don't do that. I can see that that's not your style. You don't want to fight. You don't want to argue. You're not interested in debating or convincing anyone of who you are. You just want to follow your soul's expression, and you want to do it without having to have your guard up or worry that somebody's going to be raining on your parade, right? So it's interesting because you've got, see the other person's point of view, and you've got the Hangman, which is all about shifting perspective. So I want to read a little bit from this Follow Your Own Rhythm. It says, deep within you, you are moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it falling away, no longer needed. You sense when it is time to rest and be patiently in transition. You feel the stirring of agitation and restlessness when new life calls you to create, to act, to step forward, and to take a risk. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You cannot be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it is time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of your inner rhythms. This oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. Trust in the life cycles within, and you will feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender, discipline and letting go. When it is time for the rhythm of rest, you will feel a natural slowing within and be drawn into contemplation and environments that are more gentle, spacious, or nourishing, and perhaps more peaceful. When the rhythm of play beats in your heart, you will reach out to others to connect, dance, converse, sing, make music, make love, and share your wildness. You will be drawn to uplifting groups and places where you can experience a positive, energetic exchange. Your needs will be met in harmony with your own rhythms, and all that you will miss out on by trusting this is anxiety. What you will gain is peace. If you've pulled, okay. Let me just see here. You must honor your need for rest and replenishment as well as your need for play. Sometimes an afternoon nap or trip to the beach will do far more for you than slogging away when you are mentally depleted and in need of rest. Sometimes you need to work when the energy is flowing, even though others may say it is too much and you must stop now. You are an empowered individual, and you have the intelligence and wisdom to choose for yourself. Experiment with what works best for you and tailor your lifestyle so that it nurtures your best self into being. So the healing process for this card is, I now release any unhealthy attachment to the structures, routines, and belief systems of others that are preventing me from accessing and honoring my inner sacred rhythms. May I be assisted through unconditional love to know the truth of my own timing. I love myself enough to give myself rest when needed, to trust in my own timing and not feel forced or rushed. I believe in myself enough to take healthy, inspired risks and action when the timing feels right to me. I trust in my inner rhythms. They are wise and helpful. Through unconditional love, so be it. Okay? I absolutely love this. It all goes together so beautifully because you trust yourself. You know yourself better than anyone. You know you know what you need to feel balanced in the physical world, to feel balanced within your emotional world, your spiritual world. With the world and release and the crown chakra, embrace. This is the death card in the tarot. So this is like you truly being reborn, choosing to shed the layers of the past, anything that was holding you back from truly expressing who you are. And I feel like there's this gentle energy about you. I love what it was saying about really trusting yourself, you know, pulling back when you feel like you need to pull back, because maybe from childhood there was a lot of just, you know, there wasn't cooperation and collaboration and support and valuing other people's perspectives and points of view. And so everyone was just kind of like, you know, this is my way, no, it's my way, you know, refusing to see others' points of view. And so that created you to kind of go quiet and to stop expressing in certain ways, right? But the universe is telling you that there's this energy of abundance around you. There's this energy around you that's really propelling you to trust yourself, because in order to really walk our authentic path, in order to truly receive the abundance and the beauty and the love that comes with walking our authentic path, we need to stand strong and true in our power. We need to recognize that the soul is gentle, that it's humble, that it's, you know, beautiful and graceful, and it's forgiving, and it's kind, and it's compassionate. It's not tough and forceful and, you know, it's my way or the highway. It's seeing the other party's points of view. It's cooperating, compromising, working together, acknowledging everyone's perspective and communicating. And, you know, it's not about leaving people out in the cold. It's not about rejection. So if you experience that as a child, your higher self is really, I mean, you're connected in this, with your crown chakra being activated, connected to your higher self in a very strong way. And so what you're feeling, this guidance towards healing, releasing the past, it's about having gratitude for what you've gone through, because it's in the contrast where we see what our true purpose is. There is an awesome practice by Teal Swan called the completion process, and I'm learning more about this, but it's about really going into those deep wounds within us, like the first time that we can remember where we felt truly, you know, where we got wounded, where we felt rejected, where we felt abandoned or betrayed, or whatever it was that really made us question who we were and created self-doubt. And the quickest way to lose ourselves is to not trust ourselves. And so it's really important as adults that we recognize that we are able to make different choices now, and we can choose to align our values to trust and strength and communication and all of these things. So we don't need to keep repeating the same patterns with our future relationships once we become aware of what was causing us and to be held back from our path. So I've always been told that I'm too sensitive, or I'm too quiet, or I'm too shy, or this or that, or I'm too emotional, or I'm too outgoing, or I'm, you know, I'm too this, I'm too that. And now I laugh because I'm able to take all of my twos or my not enoughs and transmute them into something beautiful, like what I do here. Or how I speak to my own children, how I acknowledge my own children's feelings. This is about acknowledging your feelings and understanding that our feelings are there for a reason. Our soul is a feeling. When we're unhappy, when we're feeling restricted, when we're feeling left out, or whatever it is, we don't fit in, it's truly stemming from this disconnect, and our inner guidance system is right on. It shows us that we are, you know, that the feelings that are keeping us back, it's actually showing us what's right about us. It's showing us that our internal guidance system is right on cue, and it's telling us that it's time to tune into what feels good. It's time to tune into what you value, to take all of this and everything that you've learned, and to be the person who supports, to be the person who includes, to be the strong one, to be the gentle one, to be the example for others in creating balance in their lives, to follow your own rhythm, to trust yourself, to know that not everyone's going to understand, but when you trust yourself, you can make the decisions that you need to, regardless of what anyone else thinks, because if people aren't willing to be open-minded and see from another perspective, there's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is say, okay, I honor that, so be it. I'm going to focus on what I value, which is expression, communication, feeling supported and loved, and that's my energy, that's what I'm doing, and I'm leaving behind all this combative eye for an eye energy. And you're someone who doesn't like to react quickly. You pull back, which is awesome, and you really look at the situation. And so trust your intuition, because this card says, how do I feel when I feel nurtured? And this one says, how do I feel when I am right? So let go of doubt, because when you feel nurtured, you feel confident in who you are. You feel, when you know when you're tuned into your happiness, your joy, you are a wonderful, amazing person. Your soul, your spirit, your personality, you are aligned with love. You have no intention of causing arguments or issues. Like, you are here to co-create love. And so it's about tuning into that space, creating space to feel nurtured. And how does it feel when you're right? Why are you right? How have I changed from thinking I am wrong to knowing that I am right? And it's not about being right or wrong, but it's about knowing what's right for you. When you trust yourself, when you trust your core values and aligning to what's valuable to you, you can make the decision, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about it. You're making that decision because your soul is guiding you. The universe has given you the guidance, the green light, and you're like, I'm doing this. And it's not personal. It's who I am. And so that in itself is nurturing to who you are and nurturing to life. I feel like you're someone who values life, the life force, the unique expression of people. And with the world and death, death is a transition. So there's this energy of feeling vulnerable in your new skin, as you shed the old and really coming out into the light of who you are, shining your light. There's this energy of vulnerability that comes with it, and like embracing the world, like it's so big, and it's just like, here you are. So it's about nurturing yourself. Like, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, recognize that your strength comes from being able to be kind and gentle. It allows you to overcome anything, truly, and apply that to yourself right now. Really observe yourself as you're going through this transition, and allow yourself to go into any places within you that you need healing. One of the practices that Teal Swan shares is to go into that. I don't think I finished that story earlier, but to go into that place and recognize what those feelings are of betrayal, of feeling rejected, or whatever it is, okay? And look up the antonym for that feeling. When the antonym is the opposite, it's the word that is the opposite of it. So an antonym for black would be white, okay? So somewhere in there, in those antonyms, in the opposite of what you're feeling, that is what your purpose is here. That is the energy that you came here to anchor and to transmute. You are the transmuter. Instead of passing on the fear-based energy, you are going to be leaving a legacy of love. So it's about seeing our past as the catalyst and serving us to put us on our path to that's how strong we are. We came into these situations so that we could be the change. We could be the change into love. So definitely go within and see what comes up around truly trusting your own rhythm and why you're here, and wherever you feel like being gentle is weak or any of that, address that, because that is one of your greatest strengths, is diplomacy and gentleness. The number 22, you know, that's a master number. It takes a master to be gentle. It really does. So that's what I get. And look at this. Be strong, go with your heart, and believe in miracles, because anything can happen, okay? So that is your message. My goodness, I truly hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it resonated. I don't feel anything else that wants to come through, but I do feel that you are very, very strong, gentle, empowered, very wise, very, very wise, and very unique. Like, your expression it may be different than what you see in the mainstream, but that is what is needed. It's time for things to shift. We are here to be the change, and it's not going to look like the old, thank goodness. There are some wonderful things, but there's new things, you know, being birthed, and to me, it's just so amazing. It's so amazing to see so many of us truly stepping into our power, who we really are. And I can't wait to see how your expression comes out in this world. So whatever it is, it's going to be really abundant and beautiful, and you're just going to feel in the flow. So stay connected to your higher self, keep trusting your intuition, be gentle through this transition, this transformation. And you know, the relationships in our lives, they're the meat of our growth and transformation. So dive into the relationship you have with yourself and others from your childhood, and any of that combative energy, and really feel into those core woundings, and know that is what you came here to transmute. Okay, you are an immensely strong spiritual being. So with that, I thank you so much. So grateful that you joined me today. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, commenting, sharing. If you would like to receive a personal reading from me, I would be honored. My website is listed down below, crystallin.love, as well as my Patreon page if you're interested in receiving daily messages. I'm going to be adding tons of video messages and special things over there as I really get it started and growing. I would be honored to have you join me over there. But other than that, you guys, I am always grateful and with you in heart and spirit always. I'm sending you all my infinite love, and I will see you next time. Lots of love. We're going to go on to group number 2. All right, you guys. Okay, so for those of you who chose group number 2, what is it that your higher self wants you to know about healing your inner childhood wounds? Now, I pulled a bunch of different cards, you guys, all of these cards that Spirit wanted me to really give you a full message here. So I'm going to start with this postcard, and it says, you are love. Look, it's got the little angels kissing on there. I love that. It says, dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you we are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences, and know that this is why you are here on earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. Okay. So, wow, this is really all about you trusting your inspired thoughts, knowing that you are receiving inspired thoughts, and to, yes, really begin expressing your soul. We pulled one of these too, a little shine pop up. Let's see what you got. It says, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Marianne Williamson, okay? So you are being guided to really express yourself. Something has blocked you from expressing your true soul essence, and maybe not trusting your connection to that higher self that you have, to the universe. Okay, how do I feel when I am committed? And why do I forgive? Why do I commit? How do I feel when I forgive? Okay, so we're gonna look at those here in a little bit. I'm just gonna pull them all out here. Spirals of manifestation. Time to go. We've got, look at this, we've got the number 18, which is a 9, okay. And we've got 45, which is a 9. So you're at the completion of something. Teacher. Rigoxi, teacher. So you are a teacher. Where am I going to put all these? Meadow, vulnerability, okay. The greens here. The wind fairy, thoughts, word, intellectual analysis, okay. Let your past go from the angels, perfect timing and innocence. Okay. I just kind of was, when I was shuffling the cards, they just came out the way they wanted to. Some piles got more than others. This one got quite a few. Look at this. Love abounds is the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Cups, opportunity beckons. So unconditional love is definitely awakening you right now. It's got you really, your consciousness is ready to go to the next level, okay? Because then you've got Temperance here, which is your, you know, it's divine intervention, it's angelic guidance, it's patience, it's alchemizing, being able to alchemize the physical world with your internal world, balance, okay? And the Knight of Cups, being open. This is about really tuning into your inspiration, your creativity, your heart, your connection to love, being able to walk your path in love, inspired creatively. And Seven of Wands, holding your ground, standing your ground, really standing up for what you believe in, and still allowing yourself to be vulnerable at the same time. Like, there's a lot going on here. So I feel like there is this, maybe in the past, there wasn't as much unconditional love around you as you realized was possible, maybe. I feel like you're really being asked to there's something here around commitment and really opening your heart and being vulnerable. So there's some sort of wound that happened in your childhood that maybe had you afraid to be vulnerable. Maybe from expressing your vulnerabilities, emotions, you were told that that wasn't acceptable. I feel like there were those in your life who maybe weren't, it was all mental. It was a lot of mental strength as opposed to heart strength. It was about focusing on the material world. It was about focusing on the tried and true. You've got to go to school. You've got to learn, be book smart. If you don't learn the books, if you don't follow the ways of, you know, that's already set up, you're not going to make it. And maybe you're someone who is really in tune with their inner child, your spirit, your inspiration. You know that what's coming to you is inspired. It's coming to you from a higher place. And it's coming to you from unconditional love, and your soul is like feeling these opportunities to really create a life based on unconditional love, to create a life where you can be vulnerable and open to spirit and commit to yourself, you know, to be a teacher of unconditional love, to be a teacher of creativity and expression. Your soul really wants to create and express. And in order to do that, you've got to be tuned into your higher self. You've got to recognize that your ideas are divinely inspired and to trust yourself. Let me read a little bit from the Spirals of Manifestation here. This deck is new to me and I'm just loving it. Learning about it. It is such a beautiful deck, you guys. It's the Sacred Rebels by Alana Fairchild. It is just so amazing. I'm going to do some new readings, maybe with just these cards, because they are just so profound. But let me read this to you a little bit. Oh, I love it. It's already speaking to a creative rebel. You're a creative rebel. And maybe you were, you know, not allowed to be creative as a kid, or you were put down, or you were just really told that that was just kind of like a hobby or a waste of time. And you know, you want to make a career out of this, or you want to teach how to live an inspired life. And I feel like there's some wounding around not being allowed to really tune into that childlike, innocent spirit of creativity and express yourself in that way. So let me read this. The creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom, rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be logical progression. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly, what you've been thinking of creating will plunk into your reality seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep work on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. Any old soul or young soul can do that. You are a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. You have enough chutzpah to believe it so that you can see it sooner, bigger, and brighter. Do not give in to those who tell you it should have happened already or that you have failed. They are just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, as well as an arrogant assumption that their notion of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at play in life. Perfect timing. Oh my goodness. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly, whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice these already. When we live from the heart, honor our creative center, and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world, we will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point rushing to the bus stop. If you are way too early, you're just wasting your time. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about the future. You will attract what you want and need so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Remember, too, that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. You will meet with each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great big creative intent of the supreme creative force of love. You're included in that. So the healing process for this card is spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So this is pretty powerful, because this is about you really trusting. And like, I had this vision of me reading you this message. It's like, reading these tarot cards for me is inspired. I absolutely love it. I feel in tune with my path, with myself. I love translating messages and communicating and supporting others. Like, that is something very natural to me. And this was all divinely inspired. And I have not heard one supportive comment from my family at all. So I just want you to know that, like, there's something about having the courage to create from what you feel inspired by that can be intimidating to those around us who haven't yet embraced their own light. Okay. And that's what I see with this teacher card here and this time to go. It's like all of these cards. Okay. This right away is telling me that you are a teacher, and it has something to do with creativity, art, inspiration, really tuning into that child spirit. So you're being guided to really go back to the beginning of your very first trauma, as far back as you can remember, and really go into that feeling, whatever feelings that you feel, sadness, where you feel like you were not accepted, or where you felt like your vulnerability was closed off, to sit with those feelings, to acknowledge them, that they're there, to be that like unconditionally loving parent to yourself, to give yourself the love that you would give someone else who's going through something painful, to recognize that we are not our wounds. But in order for us to truly embrace who we are, we need to heal those parts of ourselves. And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. It's just like anything else. If we, our emotions need to be healed so that we can release those patterns and focus on moving forward. When we release the old wounds, that channel, our higher self can come in so clear. Our creativity, that inspired thought, okay? The wind fairy. Our higher self can fill our minds with the divine thoughts, the divine words, the inspired creative actions that are in alignment with our heart, the very intellectual, intelligent ideas, being able to be decisive and make a decision and know. When you go in and really acknowledge your feelings, accept them for what they are, and validate them. Healing our inner child wounds is about validating our feelings and recognizing that we have every right to feel the way we do. There's a reason for the way we feel. So when we acknowledge the reason, and acknowledge that anyone would feel that way in that position, we can say, okay, and I'm going to now love myself unconditionally. I'm going to acknowledge that wasn't handled in the most unconditionally loving way, but now that I know, everyone at that time did the best they could. Maybe they didn't know. Most people don't know. Most of our wounding comes from unconsciousness. And so when we can become conscious of it, when we can heal ourselves and truly see clearly, we can become a teacher for others. And I feel like there's something about you teaching others. I can feel it in this reading. Because of this commitment card as well. It's like you really committing to your path and believing in yourself and knowing that you you have what it takes. You have the chutzpah to do this. And that's why you've experienced this. It's not something that happened to you, it happened for you. You were meant to experience it so that you could transmute it, heal it, and be able to express that and help others to transmute it, because you are a very creative person, and our creativity comes from that place of being able to be vulnerable with ourselves and others, you know, to open our heart. Being vulnerable means we are opening our heart. We are allowing others to see us for who we really are, and it takes a thick skin to be vulnerable in this world today, right? So it's about learning not to take things personal, and also recognizing that we don't want to contribute to more pain. We don't want to keep contributing to the things that keep us from being able to be vulnerable. We want to address those things and choose different actions, different, you know, inspired actions, actions based on unconditional love that don't cause trauma. And when trauma has occurred, we address it with unconditional love. We acknowledge it, we validate the feelings, and we say, okay, how can we make better choices so that these feelings don't keep getting triggered? And with unconditional love, love abounding here, like I feel like that's really important as part of your creative process, to really integrate that energy of unconditional love around everything you do, because when you do, that is what's going to move you. In the Four of Cups, it's about us not feeling emotionally fulfilled. Like we're just, it's not that we feel unhappy necessarily, but we're not happy. Like nothing's really got us feeling like, whoo, you know, let's do this. You've got the time to go. So once you really take a look at yourself, at the past, letting it go, and trusting your creative ideas, trusting what you're doing, not listening to naysayers, trusting in divine timing, and really tuning into that soul within yourself and with everyone else. We're all on a journey. We're all here to learn different things. So by standing in our truth, by acknowledging our own wounds, our own pains, and learning how to alchemize, right? Temperance is all about alchemizing, forgiving, you know, it's about healing. It's about healing. Balance of our feminine, masculine energies, and tuning into abundance, tuning into knowing that we have divine guidance all around us. We have the opportunity to alchemize any situation at any time. We are that powerful. And when we are able to be vulnerable with ourselves and with others in a strong way, we're able to alchemize and transmute all of the negative energy into something positive, into something beautiful. So keep holding your ground, because you're here to express your creative ideas and inspire yourself and others. You're here to inspire the world. It's a energy that is your path of inspiration. So, wow. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Okay, so this is quite amazing to me. It's absolutely beautiful. Pay attention to your inspired ideas right now. Really analyze where they're coming from. Are they coming from love or fear? When they're coming from love, you know they're inspired. When they're coming from fear, anything like guilt or shame or doubt, ask yourself where that's really coming from. Really allow yourself to go back to where you can remember the first time that you felt a bad ending with a relationship, or something not working out, or feeling hurt, and really observe that situation and acknowledge your feelings, validate them, see why they happened in the first place. See yourself as an unconditionally loving parent looking at your child, and truly seeing it through the eyes of love, seeing yourself as an innocent, and seeing the others as innocents too, because truly, like our parents, the people around us, they have only acted in what they knew was best at the time, of what they learned. And each generation, you know, hopefully becomes better and better. Each generation, hopefully we inspire more love. We are here to inspire love. If we don't inspire love, who is going to? It's what I think about for my children. It's like sometimes I have 3 children, so they have helped me immensely and taught me so much. But I think if I wasn't here, who would teach them unconditional love? Because honestly, they don't have a lot of that influence around them. So I think you're amazing. And I think that you need to really tune into your creativity and love yourself, heal yourself, because your light, your energy is so needed and appreciated right now. And like this card says, it's time to go. It's time to go. And with the 9s, this is a completion of your cycle. You're going through a cycle of completion right now. You're really at the end of this chapter, this book, whatever it is, and you are about to, you are stepping onto your path of unconditional love, of being in alignment with who you are. So going, you know, healing our child wounds, the inner child wounds, that is a beautiful completion, because once we do that, we're free to move on. Integrate it. It's about integrating it all. It's not about rejecting yourself. You don't want to reject these feelings. That's what already happened in the first place. It's about integrating these feelings. They're a part of who you are today. Without having experienced those things, you would not feel you wouldn't feel inspired to heal or to help others in this way. There's something through your creativity that you're going to be able to express because of what you've gone through. So it's about transmuting it from something negative into something positive. Something that's, you know, makes it all worth it. Okay, it's time to go. So that is your message. I truly hope that it resonated and affirmed what's going on, what you're feeling. And I thank you so much for being here with me. I am so grateful for all your subscriptions, likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to receive a personal reading from me, I would be absolutely honored. My website is crystallin.love. You can find all the information down below, as well as my Patreon page. I would be honored to have you join me over there if you feel called. I offer daily messages as often as possible, and videos, a lot of new videos coming soon, exclusively for my Patreons, and different healing techniques and things that I'm being guided to learn more about and share. So I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing over there completely, but it's going to be growing, and I'm just honored and so grateful to share in a more intimate way with you guys. So again, thank you so much for being here with me, and I wish you all the love in the world, and we'll see you next time. Lots of love. We're going to move on to group 3. Oops. All right, group 3. Group number 3. How are you guys? Let's see what's going on with you guys. I pulled a whole bunch of cards. Okay, I was guided to pull quite a few. We're going to start with this one here. It's a postcard from Spirit, and it says, "You are magic." It says, "Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of Spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of the unity of existence. But the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex or simple, it doesn't matter, for there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy, okay? So I see something here already about perfectionism and judgment, so which is a very common pattern, okay? And that's one that you are here to transmute, which is amazing, okay? This says you have a gift that only you can give the world, okay? So I love this because it speaks directly to why you're here. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. How do I feel when I know that I deserve what I want? Why do I deserve what I want? How do I feel when I am creative? Why am I creative? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look at all these and then we'll defend to the end the worthwhile. Message in a bottle. You are seeing this situation accurately. Right. Okay, something here about you being an awesome writer. Shaman, ancient healing wisdom. You're also a healer. Okay. Novice. This is all about being a beginner in something, like really beginning a new path, new skill without practice. Innocence, beginner. Unstable curiosity. It's also a number 5, which is change in the physical world. Okay. So maybe really trusting your authentic path. Okay. We have confidence from the angels. Trust and nurture. Okay, this is the Fool and the Empress in the tarot. 2 major arcana cards. So I feel like you've maybe just completed a cycle, or you're completing a cycle, and you're really, it's very similar to what some of the other readings have been showing. It's like it's like you're really stepping onto your path. You've got 7 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so you're really standing your ground right now, really identifying your core values, your core beliefs, what is authentic to you, what your soul aligns with, not what your family, friends, old beliefs and patterns have told you you are. You are standing your ground for what you truly believe in, and it may have felt like you've been carrying some burdens. 7 of Swords here. Okay, so this is you seeing through a lot of deceptive energies, a lot of manipulative energies, and really going your own right now. I feel like you're really standing up for yourself, for what you believe, and really seeing through the illusion of things. And you may be kind of going alone at it for just a little bit, and it feels like a burden. You maybe have taken on more than, but you see how this is the 10 here of Wands. In this particular deck, he's carrying these wands that these are like his values, like what he values, and he's carrying them to market. He's almost there. This is like right after the 9 of Wands, when we've kind of taken a rest, we've kind of taken a break before we make that final jet off to the where we're going. So it's worth it, you know. He's almost there, and he can lay these burdens down. So it's like Spirit wants to know, do we really want what we say we want? And you do. You really want what you say you want. And that's why you're facing what you're facing, because in order to come through to the other side, we've got to navigate through the energies that have held us back for so long. Okay. Whew. Let me just look at this for a moment and take it all in. But I'm gonna start with the defend to the end, the worthwhile. Look at this card. It is absolutely gorgeous. Number 23, which is a 5. Okay. 5, 5. We've got a 15. Okay, I don't know why I'm looking at the numbers today, but they've been standing out, so maybe they'll have significance for you. I'm absolutely loving this new deck I got. I'm learning about it, so I want to read because I'm really loving the descriptions and what they really stand for. It's The Sacred Rebels by Alana Fairchild. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there once that is compromised? Without its foundation of truth, we are to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and despair. You are a sacred warrior, a defender of the heart. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love, for whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fear. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, "Oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is worth being so sensitive about?" The sacred warrior is vigilant that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, criticism, doubt, or untruths. Even if others find the unflinching honesty of your feelings difficult to handle, even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being more faithful to love than to anything else. This includes the fear of loss. Actually, it includes the fear of anything at all. This oracle brings guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on this path. One single misstep can begin a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. That darkness will be intelligent and sneaky. It will tell you that it doesn't matter, that this one time you can forget what you promised, that you are just one person, and that you can't make a difference anyway. That darkness will lure you into a sleepy ambivalence and dull your light if you allow it to. The sacred warrior within will fight with love and honor to be true to what has meaning, and never ever allow it to be cast aside, even if it seems easier in the moment. The sacred warrior finds joy and humor in life to prevent the seriousness of the task from stifling the heart that just wants to live and be free. That joy brings strength to the warrior and an expanded, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear, whether it is masked as anger, hate, or doubt, and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold within the heart. This oracle has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. Oh my goodness. This might be a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be in a matter that does not seem to hold much importance. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing much, too impractical, too little, or too much. However, what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile, so hold tight. Ask for help through the healing process below. Stay true to the sacred warrior of love that you are and defend to the end all that is worthwhile. This oracle card gains even more significance. Okay, sorry about that. So the healing process for this card is a mantra or affirmation, okay? Says, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for your support, protection, assistance, and intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that what is truly worthwhile for the light and life of the heart to be protected and preserved within me and in the world for the greater good through my own free will, so be it. Okay? Excuse me. That is absolutely amazing. Okay? To me, that speaks to these cards exactly. This is about you really being in your integrity. This is about you really choosing your integrity. Hold on just one moment. Okay, sorry about that. There's some background noise. So it's all about you really standing in your integrity, your truth, choosing for yourself that you are going to be honest, that you are going to align yourself with the values of integrity and honesty and truth, and choosing that no matter what, you know, because you want to, because you know in your heart that it is what is in alignment for your soul. The Shaman card, Ancient Healing Wisdom, the Shaman is beautiful because the Shaman is all about bringing balance, okay, to the physical world and the internal world. He knows that all separation stems from a separation of spirit. It stems from our disconnect from our spirit within. So when the Shaman comes, he knows that everything has spirit's hand behind it. He knows that everything that's happening in the world at the core begins with spirit. So it's about being able to see through illusions. It's about being able to heal, to transmute, to not be afraid of the darker energies, to not be afraid to go into those places within you that are really wounded, that are really where you suffered trauma or where you experienced whatever it is that made you doubt yourself or fear things or fear the world or close your heart, whatever it is. It's about tuning into the energy of unconditional love and recognizing that only love is real. Everything else is a separation of love. Everything else is a disconnect. So the energies of, for example, deception, okay, they come from a lack of love or a disconnect from the truth, from spirit. So in order to, this is an energy where you feel like you have to take something or you have to, you know, you have to get away with something in order for it to happen, when in reality that's not really the case. It's about being in tune with the energy of unconditional love and being able to choose to do things in integrity versus feeling like you have to do something to get something, because the truth is that love is abundant. The universe is abundant. And we all have that direct connection to source. We all have it. It's always been there. I feel like this is like it's like new for you to fully walk in your integrity. It's new for you to not engage in old patterns and practices that you may have grown up learning with this idea of being perfect, okay? This idea of being perfect, for example, what happens is that as children, we are told that we have to behave a certain way in order to be accepted or liked in the world or to receive something, okay? When in reality, unconditional love, you don't have to do anything to receive love, okay? It's growing up in homes where we were extensions of our parents. We had to be put on an act or be perfect, you know, or do something. Otherwise we were shaming our family, or it was embarrassing, or, you know, it's this energy of like, in order to be accepted, in order to be loved, you have to pretend to be someone you're not, basically. And that's how this energy begins. And it begins when we're children. And so we do this to protect ourselves because we're children, and it becomes a survival thing. But as we become adults, it's about recognizing that we don't have to continue those patterns living in that way, because then we keep attracting that same negative energy into our lives. So it's about standing your ground, knowing that you're choosing unconditional love. And I feel like it's a very new type of reality for you. And so trust your intuition. Right now you may be receiving a lot of you are receiving a lot of synchronicities, and you may even be receiving messages from unexpected places or people. If you haven't already, very soon there's some sort of message coming to you. If you ask for messages from spirit, from your higher self, they will come. And this card is telling me that you have there is a message coming your way. So pay attention to, it's a message that pertains to something you're specifically asking about, and it's going to come to you in an unexpected way. It could come to you from a person, it could come to you from a song on the radio, it could come to you from something you read, or in any way, but it's going to come to you, okay? I also feel like with the novice here, it's like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to ask questions and not know things. Don't be afraid to truly be yourself, because the energy of unconditional love is not judging you ever. It is never judging you. It is never expecting you to be a certain way to get something. It is loving you unconditionally, and the people that truly are there to support you and inspire you and encourage you to become your best self, they're always going to empower you. They're always going to guide you to listen to your own inner voice, your own truth, your own intuition. Trust your intuition. I also feel like you're being guided to write. You may even want to write about some of your childhood experiences, past experiences. When we are able to get it out onto paper, out of our heads, out of our emotional bodies, our feelings, when we're able to get them out onto paper, that is a transference of energy. It allows us to look at it from a new angle, to look at it from our higher self's perspective, and it frees that energy from our mind. It frees that energy from our body, and I found that to be very, very helpful. In fact, I started writing. I try to write every day, but I've got this little journal, just this little one that I can put in my purse so that I can just write down things whenever I feel inspired to. And I went back and read it the other day, and I could not believe what I had written in there. And I had even written a letter to myself that I didn't even remember writing, and it brought me to tears because it was like my higher self giving me a pep talk and reminding me, you know, that I am this divine being. And I mean, it brought me to tears, and I couldn't believe I did that for myself. I couldn't even remember it. So writing is very healing, and it helps us see our own process. It helps us, even if you don't show anyone, but I feel like also there's something about you that you're being asked to tune into writing, because you have a way of writing that is very resonant with people. You have a way that, you know, people enjoy reading your writing, and for you it's one of your healing modalities. So tune into writing, if anything, just for yourself, and to really tune into your higher self. What do I deserve, or why do I deserve what I want? How have I changed from believing that I shouldn't ask for what I want to realizing that it is my right to have it all? How do I feel when I know that I deserve what I want? Okay, and you are deserving and worthy of everything your heart desires. There is nothing you need to do to attain your desires. It's about being the love that you are. It's so crazy. That's that love consciousness versus fear consciousness. It's like we have to rise above duality and see ourselves and remind ourselves that we are infinite beings. By choosing love, we are attracting more love into our lives. And as children, we were born into families where unconditional love was not happening like it should have been. And so that's why we came in. We came in because we had to experience this to transmute it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true, right? Why am I creative? How have I changed from suppressing my spontaneity to sharing my passion? How do I feel when I am creative? Okay, so allow yourself to be creative. I feel like that has a lot to do with you tuning into your writing and communicating. You may be a communicator like me who really loves communicating, and there are so many creative ways to do that, through poetry, through writing and sharing things that really inspire people and touch their soul and help them shift their thinking, planting seeds. Okay, you could be a messenger. I don't know. You have this energy of being connected to the ancient shaman healing, you know, really tuning into that place being in between worlds. You may be someone who can translate once you're in tune with what you're really fighting for, you know, fighting for love, not really fighting for love, but nurturing love, right? Nurturing the love instead of the fear. And again, with the trust card, the Fool, this is a new beginning, this is the hero's journey. This is taking that leap of faith into the unknown, trusting the mystery, trusting the path of unconditional love, and really choosing unconditional love 100%. Love is your path. So it's not about, you can't choose love in one moment and be in fear in the next. And the cool thing is that you can't be in love and fear at the same time. It's also a process. It takes time to build up that trust within yourself. So again, it's like, don't worry about being perfect or being, you know, love and light or happy or creative all the time. When you feel like you need to take a break or rest, do that and nurture yourself, nurture your soul, nurture your whatever it is that's going to help your well-being. Okay, especially as it's kind of new, right? I apologize for all the background noise, you guys. I hope it's not too bad. And have confidence, okay? Having confidence doesn't necessarily require you to have full confidence in yourself, but it's having confidence in your higher self and in the universe and your guides, that they're there every step of the way, and they're never going to let you fall. They're never going to leave you hanging, okay? So have confidence in the bigger picture, that everything's happening the way it's supposed to, and it's all happening for us, okay? It's not happening to us, it's happening for us. It's happening for us to do what we came here to do. We came here to transmute heavier, denser, fear-based energy into unconditional love. We came to be the pattern breakers, breaking the chains of fear and nurturing new webs of love. Okay, so keep standing your ground and know that whatever burdens you're carrying are soon, you're going to be laying those down. Okay, it's just about letting go of this old energy of deception that has you feeling like you have to be perfect, that you have to be something in order to receive love, and you don't. You have a gift that only you can give the world, okay? You are valuable and worthy just because you're here. You are infinite soul. You are infinite soul. The universe is creating and expressing through you, and you are perfect just as you are. We didn't come here to be perfect. Human beings are not perfect. You know, never apologize for being human. Apologize for lying or deceiving or, you know, not standing in your integrity. Apologize for betraying yourself, for aligning to things that weren't meant for you. You know, forgive yourself. That is love. If we can do that for ourselves, we can do that for everyone. And it has to start with us. You know, we have to see that we are a gift. And if we can see our gifts, we see the gifts in everyone else. Life is sacred. It is absolutely amazing. And honestly, nobody knows what they're really doing. Anyone who tells you they know what they're doing and they've got it all figured out, watch what happens. Let's just say, okay, because the universe is in charge. Okay, and it's up to us to decide if we want to align with that, which we do, because it's unconditional love, and it's what leads us to everything we want coming into fruition, you know. And what we truly want, what we truly want cannot be bought with money, cannot be created in the physical world. What we truly want is unconditional love. We want to feel content. We want to feel relief. We want to feel safe. We want to feel secure. We want to feel free to express who we are unconditionally. And as long as your intentions are based on love, then you have pure intentions and you're never out to hurt anyone or destroy anything. You're going to be okay. You are perfect. You are amazing. And that's the best anyone could hope to be, you know, just focusing on becoming your best version. So go within to your childhood, into any places where you felt you had to wear a mask or be perfect in order to be loved, and acknowledge your feelings, accept them, and know that they were there for a reason. And as a child, you did what you had to do to survive. And now that you're an adult, you can make different choices and you can love yourself unconditionally, accept yourself, flaws and all, and move forward being the amazing inspirer, creator, writer, defender of love that you are. I absolutely love this card. I resonate with this very, very much. And I love how it has the owl and the wisdom. So I'm going to leave it there. I thank you so much for joining me. I truly hope this message resonated and affirmed what it is that you're feeling inside. And I thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. Please check out my Patreon page if you feel called. I would be absolutely honored to have you join me over there. And if you'd like to receive a personal reading from me, my website is crystallyn.love. You can find the information in the link below. I would be beyond honored to deliver a message for you. So with that, I thank you very, very much, and I'm sending you infinite love, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Okay, so we're moving on to group number 4. Hello, group number 4. How are you guys? I apologize for any background noise right up front, but I wanted to get this video out. So let's see what your higher self wants you to know about healing your childhood wounds and anything from the past, any traumas, anything that happened emotionally that needs your higher self wants you to look at, so that as you move forward, you are fully moving forward on the path to love. Now I've got all these cards for you guys today. I'm going to start with this one. It's a postcard from Spirit. And it says here at the bottom, live your dreams. And it's got a little rabbit. So I love that. It says, dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again full circle in ways you could not possibly have planned? You wonder how a dream could die, only to be resurrected years later when you're really, really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than your small self, whose desires are unmet. Now here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, you will be called in 2 directions, and the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. Okay, so that is beautiful. Never give up on your dreams. Whatever it is that you've been wanting is now happening. I love this. I feel like I'm in the same boat. This one says, find that phosphorescence, that light within. Oh, I love that. Emily Dickinson. Find that phosphorescence, that light within. Your soul, that glow. Okay. We've got, why am I peaceful? How have I changed from being agitated to being centered? How do I feel when I am peaceful? Why am I wanted? How have I changed from feeling rejected to being desired? How do I feel when I feel wanted? Okay. So something about healing past rejection, not feeling good enough. This is something that your higher self wants you to look at, okay? Trust yourself. Look at how beautiful this card is. Trust yourself. Number 31, blessed. Okay, number 22, regeneration. I love this. Beautiful. Work your magic, Saint Germain. Lotus flower, unfoldment. You've got the swan, transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. Okay, so this is, and you know what is amazing? The regeneration card is all about what that just spoke to. It's all about something being regenerated from the past. Opportunity to forgive from the angels. Just put these. I don't know where to put all these here. You've got success and growth, or the Eight of Wands. 8, control, which is the strength card. Okay. The Fool, the World, the Six of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Wow. There's so much going on here. I really feel it's like, where do I want to begin? I'm going to start with this Trust Yourself card. I'm starting with these cards. It's just a beautiful oracle deck. This is my Sacred Rebels. I'm loving this deck, you guys. It's brand new. I'm going to start with this message because there's a lot in this message. So sit back and relax and just allow yourself to tune in and hear the messages that your higher self's ready for you to receive, because you're going through a huge transformation. You've been going through a transformation for quite some time, but you're coming to this awareness of your consciousness. You're really stepping into your higher self, the path of your higher self. And let me just start here. You are wise, it says. You know how to grow, even without knowing how you know. Okay? Like the ancient forest, spectacular galaxies, and the acorn that becomes the oak, there is a natural intelligence for growth that is beyond logic and reason. It just happens. At the deepest levels, we are governed by this force that is so palpable, it literally shapes the world. At the same time, it is so invisible that sometimes we forget its presence and worry that our minds have to work everything out for life to happen and for us to be all right. We can become unnecessarily anxious about our affairs and how life will unfold. This oracle brings the message that you are growing. You really are. Don't doubt it. Even if you don't see it yet, remember that so much is happening when the seed is still unbroken in the ground. Below the earth, it is summoning up all the might, power, and force it needs to push above the topsoil and burst up into the light. It is essential for anything good to happen later on. Yet we don't see any of that. We just have to trust that things will happen when the time is right. You are also being asked to trust in yourself. You know how to grow. Don't overthink things. It won't help you. Don't worry so much. You are doing a great job in this game of life. When you trust yourself, you relax and you can heed your own wisdom, insight, and messages much more clearly and easily. This oracle comes with particular guidance. You have a big destiny this lifetime and much to experience. Sometimes you make the error of judging something that is unpleasant as negative or a mistake. It isn't. It's just part of your great hunger for experience. It doesn't mean you have to have a lot of it, but when you do, don't shame yourself for it. Simply let it be. Maybe it's just fertilizer for your next step on the path. It's all part of your life process, and it's all a sign of growth. This oracle is also telling you not to resist any points of instability in your life. This even applies to your most treasured relationships or creative projects. That instability is just a growing pain because more consciousness, more love, and more light wants to infiltrate and pervade all parts of your life. The instability is not a sign of sickness, but of growth, so don't fret. Instead, choose to flow and grow, okay? I love that because sometimes we feel that if we've made a mistake or something, had a negative ending, or it left a negative impression, we see it as, oh, we don't want to go there again. But with this regeneration card here and this message of things coming full circle, when we grow, we learn, we evolve, we are always growing and we're maturing. And as a child, there are wounds that stem from fear-based trauma or fear-based beliefs and thought patterns that tell us that we, you know, it's like if something hurts, if something was painful, if something didn't end right, we don't want to go back there. But truly, when we come from a higher perspective, we see it as an opportunity to heal something, to grow, to, you know, acknowledge that we grow, acknowledge that we can change. And with this regeneration card being here and the swan card, okay, for me, as well as this lotus flower, all of these cards, everything. This card speaks to someone or something from our past that we once thought was a dream or a wish fulfilled or something we really wanted to engage in. And maybe it died, maybe it didn't happen, maybe because of the fear-based consciousness, things did not grow the way they were, the way that we had wanted them to. Okay, but there was a lesson in that. When we truly love something, when it's truly aligned with our soul, and we feel it on a deep level, it's like when it's real love can never be severed. We can never lose something that's truly meant to be ours. But it may have been at the time that our consciousness, where we were at on our path, we weren't in a mature enough state to see it for what it was, or to respond with love versus fear. And this is a part of healing your, you know, the wounds, the inner child wounds, anything from the past that kept us from truly looking at this situation. Again, there's something about a situation from the past, because you've got the Six of Cups here with the High Priestess. So for me, this is about someone from your past. From what I'm seeing, this is someone from your past that you love unconditionally, that loves you unconditionally. This is a blessed relationship. This is a relationship that was always meant to be in your life and to teach you the value of unconditional love, to teach you your own value, that someone, that you are lovable, that you are unique and one of a kind, and you are wanted, you are appreciated, you are loved, you are someone who holds a lot of spiritual insight. You are connected to your spiritual gifts. I almost feel like you're afraid to be seen for who you are. You're afraid to express your gifts. You are a very magical person. You're very intuitive. You're very connected to source, to your source. And this transformation that you're going through, whatever it is that you've been going through, this unfoldment, learning how to trust yourself, learning how to forgive, realizing where the true source of strength comes from, which is within, is being connected to your higher self. There's something that your higher self really wants you to address and heal with this person, whoever this person is from your past. There's someone from your past that you have a deep kinship with, kindred spirit. It could be even your own inner child. This is somebody very significant to you. And there's this opportunity to heal whatever's going on between the two of you, this opportunity to forgive. It's almost as if, I love how Spirit has this beautiful way of helping us heal and grow and learn. It's like the situations that we fear the most are actually, when we are able to heal them, when we're able to come back together, it's like this beautiful, easy, comforting feeling. I feel like whatever it is, this person, you could be a twin flame as well. This could be a twin flame relationship, because the swan and the regeneration, not feeling wanted. If you are a twin flame, this is part of you recognizing that the twin flame journey is a catalyst for us to truly embrace our authentic self, our authentic path, who we really are. It's a beautiful gift of self-love and really embracing who we are and transforming from these ugly ducklings into beautiful swans. And what comes with that is our psychic gifts awaken, because unconditional love is the frequency, the force that we are aligned to. And so as we tune more into that frequency, all the old hurts come up for us to heal, for us to accept and acknowledge, and to heal our psychic gifts. Everything becomes more sensitive, more attuned, and it can create a little bit of chaos or doubt. But this relationship, whatever this, I feel like it's a relationship. There is this energy of success and growth around this. Your higher selves, it's like you're being guided to heal this relationship by healing yourself first, by looking at yourself through the eyes of unconditional love, because this is about loving communication, expressing your love, shooting your arrows of love, and where they're going to land is where they're going to flourish. Like your thoughts, your communication, your fire, your photo for your phosphorescence, okay, is the wand energy. And wherever you direct that energy, it's going to flourish. It's going to root and flourish and grow. And so being able to communicate through unconditional love to yourself and others is a part of your path, is a part of what you came here to do. And if we have wounds from our childhood that are preventing us from healing certain relationships or healing our own wounds, then we are blocking all of the things that we want into our lives. So if we want a beautiful partnership and relationship with someone, that's never going to happen if we don't address our own inner wounds. So you know that, but it's like it's the gift of the twin flame. Is it almost, it's like this, you know, it entices us, it draws us to heal ourselves because the reward is so beautiful. And I feel like you're on this path where you're, when you go within, when you really address what's going on within you, and seeing through the perspective of love and understanding that love always forgives. It wants to heal, it wants resolution, and it never turns away healing or resolution. The only time that we should truly walk away and be done with something is because there is no resolution. The other party involved, the other situation does not want to resolve, does not want to meet in the middle. And so the most loving thing to do is to let it go and say, okay, I'm not going to feed the fear energy anymore. I'm only going to feed love. So if that means I have to do it from a distance, I forgive, I send you off in love, I wish for your highest good, and I'm going to focus on, you know, what I value, what my values, my beliefs are. And, you know, the world is about learning all of the lessons that we have experienced. It's about learning from the experiences that we've had and integrating that into our life. It's about seeing that everything we've gone through, all the pain, all the hurt, all the wounds, the rejection, all of it is because it has led us to this point. It's helped us see where things need to change, where we need to make choices differently based on unconditional love instead of fear. So it's almost like, you know, things are coming back around full circle. You're completing a cycle and you're beginning a new one. And the completion of this cycle is truly healing this relationship that you feel very intuitively guided towards. It's like the Fool here. It's a new beginning. It's a, you know, infinite possibilities and potential that await you by choosing to follow your intuition, by choosing unconditional love. And you're ready for this. You're ready for this. So forgive yourself. for not knowing how to heal the situation in the past, and recognize that you had growing and learning to do, and you've been growing, you've been learning, and now it's time to heal whatever the situation is from the past, because it's regenerating on both sides. It's the more you nurture your relationships with love, the more they're going to grow. So I really feel like your higher self is guiding you to be strong right now, and to recognize and become aware that we can't control things in the physical world, in the external world. What we can control is our internal world, ourselves, how we choose to respond to situations versus react to them. When we're reacting, we're coming from fear. When we're responding, we're coming from that place of unconditional love, our integrity, who we really are, the soul inside. That takes a lot of inner strength, because it means rising above. It means getting out of the blame and shame game and the victim mentality, which is how we've been raised, you know, to be. Our mainstream system is very controlling in the external, but this is about becoming sovereign and empowered and trusting your inner guidance system, your intuition, which is very strong right now, right? And tuning into your magic, your psychic gifts, really giving those the green light to guide you, you know, not looking for the external mainstream type of affirmation from people, places, and things, but instead looking for the internal guidance, the synchronicities, the things that are resonant and synchronistic to you. When I ask for a sign from the universe, you know, it's not like I'm expecting something specific to come my way. It comes to me in a very magical way through synchronicity, you know, somebody saying something, they have no idea, they just gave me a message, or reading something, or, you know, just having something pop up in my reality that I wasn't expecting. That is being in tune with your higher self. And when you start really tapping into the magic within you that you've used before to manifest, to heal yourself, whatever it is, that is being called upon you right now to really get in tune with and discover and strengthen your magic. Find out more about your magic, because if you are a twin flame, which I'm just going to say you are from this reading, just based on the energy of the cards, and knowing that, like, I'm seeing this as a very blessed, unconditionally loving relationship. It might not be a twin flame for you. It could be, when I say twin flame, this can be anyone who is truly like a soul family. It can be a family member, it can be a friend, anyone that you share that very resonant soul connection with, that deep connection where there's somebody very significant to you that no matter what, you love them, and love never ends. Real true love never dies. It never ends. If it did, it wouldn't be love, you know? So the swan's all about transformation, and really trusting your psychic gifts, trusting your magic, trusting your connection to the universe, and understanding that it's a process of unfoldment. And every step along the journey is important. The lotus flower starts in the muck and silt, the gunk at the bottom of the dark, murky lake, right? But it rises towards the light. It grows towards the light. It feels the light, the sun, the energy, and it grows towards the light. And it comes up out of the water, and it unfolds its petals one by one. And then at night, it closes its petals and it goes back down under the water. And then it comes back up in the light, you know? So it's like the experiences that have traumatized us or have hurt us are where we are rooted in this physical reality of what we're here to transmute, this is what we came here to alchemize, from fear to love. If we came here and everything was love and everything was perfect, we wouldn't have anything to do. So I love this card. I always love this card, and the 22 is a master number. Know that whatever is meant to be yours can never, ever be taken from you. The universe and love and all of the things in the unseen that are working behind the scenes that we can't see are far more real than what you see in the physical. And relationships like this are always divinely blessed. They're divinely guided, and we as people, our relationships are the way that we grow. It's the way that we learn and evolve. Without our relationships, without the meat of something to transmute, we would have nothing to do. So there are certain people in our lives that were always meant to come into our lives, that were always meant to trigger us in certain ways, so that, and they did that for us, and we did that for them. We trigger people unconsciously, but we did it to help them heal their core wounds, whatever was going on, because if you didn't have those core wounds, you wouldn't be triggered. So this is about you going back to where in your life that you felt rejected, that you felt like you weren't good enough, that you felt like, you know, and also going to where you did feel when you felt wanted, you know, when you felt embraced and loved, and where you just felt at peace with who you were in your own skin. Have you felt that way? Have I changed? How have I changed from being agitated to being centered? Okay. So, and how have I changed from feeling rejected to being desired? These are awesome questions to contemplate for yourself, you know. Where in yourself have you changed from being agitated with yourself to being centered with yourself? You know, how have you changed from feeling, where have you changed from rejecting yourself to desiring yourself? Do you desire yourself? You know, you've got to want you. You've got to feel that unconditional love for yourself and know that you are so amazing. You are one of a kind. There is no one else like you. And you are divine. You are whole. You are complete. You are an infinite being. You are an infinite being. So trust yourself and don't be afraid to tap into your magic, your psychic gifts. I really feel like that's really going to support you in affirming, you know, why you've gone through. Because I know for me, I've gone through a lot of trauma, a lot of rejection, a lot of pain, a lot of conditional love. There really is no such thing as conditional love. There's really only unconditional love. But through those experiences and through looking at them and through sitting in the dark places and not being afraid of it and really getting to the core of why do I feel this way? You know, because love doesn't reject. Love supports and embraces, and it's something that can never be severed. So I feel like for you, this is really all about you looking at in your life where you have rejected your own self, where you have not aligned with your own values, and, you know, getting out a piece of paper and writing down what you value. What are your values? And it'll help you see where you were aligned with those that did not share the same values. You know, you don't need to know, you know, as a child, we are born into situations that we haven't chosen. We have from a higher perspective, but as our human selves, we haven't necessarily chosen. So to survive, we suppressed parts of ourselves, or we believed certain beliefs or projections of others in order to survive, in order to fit in order for us to function. And now that we have grown, now that we have matured, we can say, you know what, I'm not going to adopt this belief and look at myself through this perspective anymore, because it's not based on unconditional love. It's based on fear. And as an adult, I can change this. I can change the way I respond to things. I can choose love. I can choose to love myself unconditionally. And I can trust the universe, because the universe is aligning you to unconditional love. And whatever's coming back around for you is going to be amazing. So let go of fear and doubt and trust yourself, trust your inner guidance. If a situation's coming back into your life to be healed, embrace that, you know, embrace it, because if it doesn't want to be healed, you're going to know it right away. But it was all gearing you up to really come into your gifts, to know your magic, to know your strength, because we don't know how strong we are until we're actually faced with something where we have to be strong. And our process is a constant unfoldment. It's never ending. So even when we heal relationships, as we move on with love, there will be new challenges and there will be new situations and relationships, but it requires us to confront them in our integrity with love, you know, so that we're not repeating mistakes and we're not passing on that fear energy to future generations. Okay, that's what we came here to do. So I'm super grateful that you're here, and I truly hope this message resonated with you and gave you some deeper insight into what you're feeling and what your higher self's asking you to look at within you, because you deserve the absolute best life that you can live, and you're going to do it. That's why you're choosing to heal and grow, and I'm so grateful that you are. You are very wanted, and you deserve peace and magic and trust and loyalty and communication, all of the things, you know, that maybe weren't there before. It looks like they're all here now. So that's your message. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing. I'm so honored to be a messenger for you guys. And if you'd like to receive a personal reading from me, I would be honored. My website is crystallyn.love, and you can find that information in the description below. Also, if you feel called to check out my Patreon page, I would be so honored to have you join me over there. I have some new exciting things coming exclusively for my Patreons, and it's really helping support me as a single mom of 3 beautiful beings of love, and they are very spirited and also allow me to bring more messages to you guys on the regular. So I love you so much, and thank you for all of your light, beauty, strength, your phosphorescence. I love this word. I'm gonna have to keep this one out. Find that phosphorescence, that light within, and shine it with all your might. Because authenticity is what attracts us together, you know, and it allows others to be who they are too. It inspires others to be authentic. So there you go. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. All my love. Okay, group number 5. Hi, group number 5. Let's see what your higher self wants you to know about healing your inner child wounds, any past wounds from childhood or beyond that have you feeling maybe blocked or preventing you from moving forward. So I was guided to Spirit just gave me all these cards for each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to start with this one. It's the Postcards from Spirit, and on the front it says, live your dreams. And this one says, dear you, human beings spend a huge percent of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity, an ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in Spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved, and we are all behind you. Okay? Ooh, I love this. So this is really asking you to trust in your process and in the unseen realms. And maybe you haven't been as trusting in the unseen realms in the past as I was, believe it or not. Oh my. And here's your little message from my Shine cards. Dare to be yourself. Andre-Guide. Dare to be yourself, okay? I dare you to be yourself. So your cards that came out are, how do I feel when I accept that I live in luxury? Why can I live in luxury? How have I changed from just getting by to appreciating the abundance in my life? Okay. This one says, how do I feel when it is easy? Why is it so easy? How have I changed from struggling to relaxing into the flow of life? These are just little questions for you to contemplate from your higher self, okay? So you've got what is already with you, number 17. Breathe. Power of joy. Dance, celebration. You've got the spider, which is creative projects. Assertiveness. Time to go. Awaiting results. You've got the Seek card, okay, which is the Hermit, and the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, wow. We got the Six of Cups in the last reading, too. You've got Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. And you've got Temperance and the King of Cups here, okay? Wow. So I can already see that you are being there's some sort of cycle that's completing in your life, and you're being asked to, you've got two cycle cards here, the Wheel of Fortune and the Time to Go and the Assertiveness. So you're really feeling called to get a move on with something, and you're being guided to really tune into your joy and your creativity. So there's some deep wisdom that your soul is really wanting you to tap into. I really feel like there is this energy of you really coming into emotional maturity of who you are, really coming into balance. You have been practicing patience and tolerance and alchemizing and really trusting in divine guidance, really trusting in your emotions and honoring them. It's like you're learning how to honor your emotions. There's something you're holding on to from the past. I'm going to read what is already with you, okay? And looking at what you need to heal. It has something to do with money, is what I feel. True abundance versus financial abundance. What it really means to be abundant. Okay, there's some sort of limiting beliefs that you grew up with that have to do with money and lack consciousness. So I'm going to start with what is already within you from the Sacred Rebels here. And I love this because it's the number 17, which equals 8, which is strength. Okay, it's this energy of infinity and strength and really enduring and having the ability to overcome whatever it is in front of you and seeing the bigger picture. And with the 1 and the 7, 1 of course is new beginnings and really trusting spirit and walking your path. And with the 7 here, 7 is really all about seeing through illusions. You've got another 7 here, and you've got this 9 with the completion. So I feel like you are moving out of this lack consciousness into abundant consciousness. And so there's some wounding within you around what it means to have money. There's something tied to money, okay? I'm going to read this first here. Okay, so this card says, you hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you've been rummaging around the house for are sitting on top of your head. What you are seeking, perhaps by exploring far and wide, is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. It is so much more wonderful to imagine there is something yet to find. Of course, there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be, yet in this instance, it is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. This particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to let loose. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that all else will flow. And there is a sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified if you have also... Okay, apologize for that. This oracle also comes with special guidance for you. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead, although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent. All that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. Okay? Wow. So... I'm feeling like with the Wheel of Fortune card being here and the Four of Pentacles and what is already within you, you've got the Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like you are a very creative person. Obviously, you've got the Creative Projects card here, and this is about you really sharing your creative gifts with the world and understanding that your creativity impacts the world around you in very positive ways, that we are all connected in this web of life, and what we contribute, what the energy that we contribute to life, we are contributing it regardless of whether we're conscious of it or not. When we are actively tuned in, consciously tuned into our creative energy, our soul expression, and we share that with the world, we are impacting the world in a very beneficial way. It's not just, to create for our own satisfaction. It actually benefits the world when it comes from our soul. Our soul came here to express through us. So I feel like there's something holding you back when it comes to really expressing your creativity, to really allowing yourself, because it may be that you're maybe not financially in the place that you want to be, that you've been putting in a lot of time and energy into something, and maybe you're not yielding or seeing the results yet that you are expecting. But this card is about understanding that really amazing quality things take time. The best things take time in life. A garden, when you plant a seed, if you walk out to your garden the next day and you don't see everything abundant and big, you don't get upset about it and you don't doubt it. You just know that it's a process. It's going to take some time. So it's like anything worth something of value is about investing your time and energy into it and patiently awaiting the results, knowing that they're coming, that it's worth the wait, right? So maybe you've been creating, maybe you've been trying to start a business or do something that can support you financially, but you're not yet seeing the results. And this is Spirit's way of telling you that what you're doing is of value, that it's something that your soul is guiding you to do, and it's worth investing the time and energy into. And if you continue to nurture it, whatever it is, it's going to yield a very abundant harvest, a beautiful, wonderful fruit harvest, whatever it is. And with the Seek card being here, the Hermit, you know, divine wisdom, this is all about really following your soul, your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, one step at a time. You don't need to see the whole path ahead. It's about trusting your path one step at a time. The Hermit knows that everyone has their own soul journey, and he's gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge through his experience. He's an old man, you know. He knows that we each came here to experience different things for our own soul's evolution and growth, and for the evolution of the universe. So not all paths look the same, but every path, they all lead back to source. They all lead back to who we really are. And that true soul, that true expression, our creativity comes from our soul, and it's always with us at all times. It doesn't matter whether we have, if you're a true painter, for example, if you're a true painter, you don't need to have every single color of paint and all the brushes and all the canvases and all that just to paint. If you're a true painter, you're going to find whatever you have, even if it's one brush, or going out into nature and making your own brushes and making your own paints and painting, finding something to paint on because you feel called by your soul. It brings you satisfaction and joy and bliss to express your soul onto a canvas and to share that beauty with the world. You're doing it because you love doing it, not because you're getting paid for it. And so in that way, though, because it's coming from your soul, it's something of value, and people value that. I know for me, I love supporting artists who create from their soul, who create these beautiful pieces of art. This lady right here, her name is Autumn Sky. She does all the artwork in these oracle cards, and she's a painter, and her paintings are absolutely divine. They come from within her. She does it because it moves her soul. It's like her life force. It gives her life. And when people see her work, it gives them life, right? And they pay her thousands and thousands of dollars to buy her paintings. And it's not because she's, you know, it's people, what we find value in, we're willing to pay for. And money is simply energy. It is not about working hard and feeling like, you know, we are all worthy. We are all worthy of abundance, of luxury, of quality. It's about appreciating it. It's about what we value and having appreciation and gratitude for it. And that goes with your creative gifts as well. With the Wheel of Fortune being here, for me, this is telling me that whatever you're doing creatively, whatever you enjoy, it comes from your soul. It is divinely guided, and I feel like your higher self's asking you to acknowledge that. And that supply is infinite. It's never ending. It will never end. So it doesn't matter what happens in the physical world. Like, I have had to start over from scratch, but it doesn't change my worth of receiving abundance or anything. The reading tarot cards, delivering messages, to me is a priceless expression. It's not something you can really put a price on, because it comes from spirit. These messages don't come from me. They come from your higher selves, the higher selves of whoever's watching this, you know, the universe. It comes from unconditional love. So by trusting yourself, by understanding that the true source of abundance, the true source of money, the true source of value, of creativity, it comes from source, and you are being divinely guided. And when you choose to align with your source, which is, all of these cards are signaling that. It's like things are really going to start turning in your favor. So I feel like there's something from the past. This could be your childhood, but it could also be something that's reoccurred. And that's what happens, is that if we don't address what's happened in the past, it continues to repeat in other relationships. The pattern continues to come up until we address it and heal it. So, and that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with us. It doesn't need to be addressed as much as it just needs to be integrated into our experience to learn from it. And I feel like you've learned a lot. Like, you've really come into this place of emotional security or stability, and learning how to be patient and understanding that things take time. And creativity, it comes in an inspired way. It comes through in those moments when things are flowing, you know, when we're in our joy, when we're in this energy of joy. The power of our joy is the highest vibration of our soul. It is our natural state. And so when we're in tune with this, when we find where the relationships, the places, the situations that bring out that feeling of joy within us, that's what we want to tune into. With the dance and celebration card, this is about really tuning into where we feel that celebration energy, letting it move through when we feel like just dancing and moving and expressing however our soul wants to move through us. And having that gratitude and appreciation, that comes from our soul. It doesn't come from anything in the physical world. Nothing. There is nothing in the physical world that tops our soul. Your higher self's really asking you to connect to your breath, to meditate, and to become aware that your breath is the conscious, or to become conscious that your breath is the bridge to spirit. It is the ether. It is what connects you in the physical world. Your breath, you're breathing in the particles of the physical world. You're breathing out the particles of the physical world. And when you're consciously tuned into your breathing, you can breathe in the unconditional love, breathe out unconditional love, breathe out any negativity, breathe out anything dense in there. Breathe in the unconditional love. Like, it will reoxygenate your entire body. It will help you gain clarity. It will help you trust and deepen and strengthen that connection you have to your higher self, to spirit, to the universe. It's always within you at all times. You don't need anything to connect to that infinite source within you. With time to go and assertiveness, both of these cards speak to, it's time for you to go. Like, there's cycle. This is another card of cycles completing and taking action in the direction of love and truthfulness, and being active and assertive in healing anything within you that needs tending to, because you're being called to your purpose, your higher purpose. You're being called to let go of the past and really begin this new cycle. This is about endings and new beginnings, and it's time to go. Assertiveness. The situation can be healed gently and with love as you've requested, yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the others involved, okay? So be really honest with yourself, and there could be a relationship here from the past that is calling for healing as well, as you go into really talk to your inner child and really sit with your feelings, integrate your feelings, feel them, validate your feelings, acknowledge them, you know, as if you were talking to your child self. Acknowledge and validate your feelings and understand that they are there for a reason. Maybe someone from your past made you feel like you weren't, who you were wasn't enough, you know? And this card, this saying, dare to be yourself, it's like everything you need to succeed in this life is already with you. It can never be taken from you. It doesn't matter whether you have money or no money. It doesn't matter whether you have a house or a tent. All that matters is that you understand that your soul is infinite. Your connection to spirit can never be severed. Your connection to your creativity can never be severed. And there is always great abundance. Your the way to true abundance and prosperity is that understanding and becoming aware that that is the only truth. And our gifts are here to help us express that energy into the world. You know, creating is the most beautiful way to express your soul in this world. And you know, if you think back into the past, at the times where there was a lot of art and music, that was celebrated and embraced. Creativity and beauty and inspiration, that all of that, you know, eclectic, beautiful energy was so valued. And today it's valued in a different way. It's the fear-based energy has really taken over it. And so we're learning to create again from our authentic place. And a lot of us are starting over from scratch. And I just feel like there's something here where maybe in the past things were easy. Maybe you were financially abundant in the past and you're not as financially abundant as you want to be or thought you would be. But I feel like whatever that is, it's stemming from a false belief that in order for you to feel successful or good enough, that means that you have money to show for it. And I also feel like whatever doubts you have that as long as you are committed to healing yourself and really seeing the truth and understanding your value is priceless. Like with the Wheel of Fortune being here, it's like preparing you for true abundance, because with great power comes great responsibility. And as someone who holds a lot of abundance and in terms of money, spirit, I feel like is like really rewarding those who can be assertive and bold and create from an authentic place. Because imagine people of the world, imagine the richest people in the world and they were aligned with unconditional love. Like this world would look so, like things would change so fast, you know? The wealthiest people in the world, I don't know, are they aligned to unconditional love? How are they spending their money? How are they using their money in the world? Because I know for me and several others that I've talked to, it's like as abundance comes into our lives, like I am committed fully to aligning with unconditional love. And so I prefer to spend money in places that support that energy, to support other artists and creatives and people who are here to nurture that energy of unconditional love on earth, versus just buying things at a big store made from China. Like I have nothing against it. I'm not judging it. I'm just choosing to consciously spend and receive money in that energy of unconditional love as much as I possibly can, because everything comes first from within us. So we're all worthy. We're all worthy. There's no question of worth or value. It's just a matter of us recognizing it within ourselves. And so letting go of lack consciousness, letting go of this feeling of needing to hold on to something or someone, and trusting that everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. And the more tuned in you are to your soul, your creative spirit, your power of joy, and understanding that's your truth, that's what you came here to do, you're going to just flourish. And whatever you've been waiting for is coming to fruition. So look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. Your mind, in alignment with divine intelligence, is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create, okay? So really feel into those places within you that are holding you back from creating. Acknowledge and validate those feelings, and look up when you identify what it is. Maybe it's I don't know, when you identify the core feeling of what it is within you, you can look up the opposite of that word. It's called an antonym. It's the opposite of something. Look up the opposite of the core feeling that you're feeling inside. Like rejection or lack or poverty, and look up the opposite. It's called an antonym. And that will give you deeper insight into your purpose, because it's the contrast. When we acknowledge why we were feeling something or why we feel blocked, and we go back to when we first became aware of it, maybe it's some sort of, I don't know, but like the opposite of poverty is abundance. Okay, so if you're fearing poverty, if something has happened where you're afraid of something, and it may, for example, if it's poverty or lack, the opposite of that would be abundance. So that's what you are here to anchor, is abundance. You're here to anchor infinite, unconditional love. It's very interesting, but it really helps us shift, you know, and to see what we value and what we came here to do. And we were taught to value the external world. We were taught what success is supposed to look like, but it's not the case. You know, success is feeling whole and complete with who we are and being able to express freely, unconditionally, who we really are. And so we're here to transmute, and the contrast is what helps us see where that is. So search your soul. Anything you need to know is within your soul. Take time out to meditate if you need to. I really feel like with the Temperance and the King of Cups, this is about you really coming into emotional maturity, being able to handle whatever comes your way no matter what, and tuning into your compassion and your ability to see emotions for what they are and transmute them, you know, alchemize them, heal them with unconditional love. So it's time for you to go. It's time to be assertive and celebrate yourself and really get in tune with that creative spirit, okay? Because you're destined for this beautiful, abundant, luxurious life where things just feel easy and they flow, and there's no struggling. There's no more struggling. It's just, it's like the river, you know? It just flows and it flows, and you trust. And the river is beautiful because the water is flowing to the ocean. What's interesting is you can put your hand in the river and you're never going to touch the same water twice, right? But the river keeps flowing and there's always more water coming. And it's just like that with creativity. It's like, let it flow. Let it flow. There's no right or wrong. Let your creativity flow. And know that that source of your creativity is, it's absolutely infinite and never ending. Okay. I love you. I truly hope this message resonated and gave you some direction and affirmation on what to look at within yourself. You are a creator and you came here to create, and your soul's like, get into your soul, power of joy, celebrate, dance, be assertive, do this, believe in yourself. Whatever you've been going through, you're here to master your emotions, you know. It's a lot, and especially being a creative, you're going to touch people emotionally. The soul expression is an emotional connection, and we need good emotional connection to heal the world. This fear-based energy is all about being disconnected from our emotions. So learning patience, you know, Temperance is about patience, awaiting results. In order to be really a master of our emotions, we need to learn patience and cultivate compassion and all of these things. So you are amazing, and I'm so grateful that you are a creator and that you're choosing love and to heal yourself in this world through your art, because whatever it is that you're creating, it touches people. It moves the soul, and that is far more valuable than any amount of money, in my opinion. So That is your message and your reading. I truly hope you enjoyed it and that it just affirmed and validated what you're feeling. So thank you for tuning in with me. Thank you for your subscribes, your likes, your comments, and your shares. And if you feel called to receive a personal reading from me, I would be absolutely honored. You can find my information down below or go to crystallyn.love. And if you're interested and called over to join me on Patreon, I would be so honored. I am really excited because I'm going to be doing some new things over there exclusively for my Patreons and just supporting those that I meant to deliver messages for, and just feeling grateful to be supported as well so that I can continue doing all of this. So I love you guys, and I'm sending you all my infinite love, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, group number 6. Hi, group number 6. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see what your higher self wants you to know about healing your inner child wounds, anything from the past that needs to be looked at and healed. I pulled a whole bunch of cards for you guys today. And I'm going to start with this one, which is the Postcards from Spirit. This one says, be fearless, okay? It's got a little, looks like a mermaid man, a merman. It's a merman on there. Okay, dearest you, are you taking yourself and your problems too seriously? Maybe fear of the future is weighing on you. We would like you to take a little break from all that and start having fun. When you stop fixating on what has been making you heavy-hearted, we get a chance to move some magic in your direction. We just need you to let go a little. Spirit needs some room and gets very inspired by your laughter when you have fun. When was the last time you really got really loose, silly, and goofy? Maybe you need to go dancing or watch some very funny comedy to make you laugh, or call the one friend you know who will remind you how ridiculous and delightfully giddy you can be. You will return refreshed and renewed and ready to once again see the world as less daunting, and you will be ready to receive in perfect timing the bounty that Spirit has for you. Don't you just love how much we care about you? I love this. I love how it started with the merman, because usually it's a mermaid, but it was kind of silly and it made me laugh. So a lot's been happening, right? And life's had you feeling a bit serious, maybe. I know it can be challenging, but I love this. Look at this. The sun shines not on us, but in us, okay? John Muir. The sun shines not on us, but in us. Okay. When you feel that laughter and silliness, you know it's coming from within, right? Oh wow. How do I feel when I choose? Why can I choose? How have I changed from being stuck in hesitation to moving ahead with my life? And look at this. Why am I playful? How have I changed from being serious to lightening up? This just blows my mind. How do I feel when I am playful? Okay, so how do you feel when you're playful? Let's see what you've got here. Big, bold vision. The number 15. Wow, that card is gorgeous. So you've got a big, bold vision. That might be why you're, taking things seriously, because it's important to you, right? Building blocks, okay. Serendipity. Detach from drama. Gaia, nurturing. The cat, independence, healthy boundaries. You've got cleanse and detoxify from the angels. Let me see here. Put all these. You've got 8 of Pentacles, dedicated effort. It's over here. The base chakra, okay. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, the King of Swords, and the 10 of Swords, okay. Yes, yes, yes. I can see a lot of seriousness going on here, but What I love about this is that you have a big vision. You know what you are here. It's like you've been shown, like you are very passionate about this vision that you have. You know you're here to build something very significant, and wow, it's like something for the foundation. This is like a very strong foundational energy, something that you're very dedicated to in terms of the physical world, building something very sure and stable and steady. And you know, it's like the Knight of Pentacles moves slowly, but he moves one step at a time to make sure that every detail is taken care of, that all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. Like everything he does is because he likes to do things right the first time. He's very much appreciative of of quality, of strength, of being reliable and trustworthy. He's like a sure thing, you know. When the Knight of Pentacles comes to you, what he's offering you is absolutely of value and worthy. It's like he's like the most trustworthy knight in the whole deck, and he's also the slowest knight, but it's because slow and steady is always is winning the race, you know. It's like the foundation requires every brick, you know, to be laid one by one. You can't just throw them all out there, you know, in a pile and build your house on top. You got to, you know, make sure your foundation is square and level and solid, so that the rest, that whatever you build upon it is going to last forever. Okay. So with the King of Swords being here, this is somebody who, this is you are very integral. You believe in the truth. You believe in, you know, you like to make decisions based on the truth, something you've thought about. Everything's well thought out. It's based on your mental clarity. It's based on your integrity, your ability to discern. And, you know, he takes things seriously. You know, he's not just like, when he makes a decision, it's because he's really put a lot of time and energy into thinking about it, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Detaching from the drama, not allowing any sort of negative, fear-based energy, manipulation, arguments, gossip, all of that, because that takes away from your vision and what you're doing. It's not serving you to be around this energy, okay? It's got you feeling you're just done. You're done with all the mental conflict and drama, whatever has been happening in your reality, because you're establishing your own healthy boundaries. You're a very independent person. You don't need to be told what to do. You're very self-governing, and you expect others to be self-governing, okay? I can see that. But not everybody is. So it's about recognizing that you have the power to choose, okay, who you align with, who is in your inner circle, your reality. That is your choice. Not everybody is meant to be in your reality. When you're in alignment with those that share your values, that share the values of integrity, communication, honesty, that is when you're going to be able to feel like you can let go, that you can relax and be fun and have fun and be silly. And the magic's going to really start pouring in, because with the Nine of Wands here, it's like, this is Spirit's way of telling you to take a break for a moment, because you're at the completion of something. You've really been standing your ground. You've been going the distance. You really believe in you know, you've got your vision here, and you might be feeling a little wounded. Like it's taken you a while to really get to this point where you're like, I'm doing this, you know? And so at this point, he's taken a little break. He's reevaluating everything. He's figuring out what he needs to move forward. He's recuperating a little bit, and he's about to make that final trek to where he's going. And so he's not feeling very playful right now. He's like wounded and hurt, and he's like, I'm tired, and I have this, you know, vision that I need to do, and I'm going to keep going. And you may have drama around you. Oh, well, you can't do that, and you know, this and that or whatever. But once you really detach from the drama, okay, and this is where your inner child wounds come into play, because What keeps us attached to the drama is relationships and people that we truly love and care about, that we want to help, that we want to them, you know, maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're in a negative vibe. Maybe they're not ready to see things from a positive light. Maybe they're gossiping or blaming or projecting. They're not taking accountability or responsibility for their own energy, basically. They're just projecting it on it's everyone else's fault, or they're involved in other people's affairs, and when we reach a certain point, especially when we're being guided from a big vision from spirit, we're asked to choose unconditional love. We're asked to either try to come to resolution or let these people be, you know, to let them be in their own reality and their own energy, but not engage. Like when someone calls you up and they're like, I got to tell you what so-and-so did, or I got to blah, blah. You've got to detach. You've got to say, you know, I love you. I'm interested in talking about a resolution or something else, but I'm not interested in feeding the drama. And you may get flack for that, but when you choose to let go of that and you choose not to engage in that energy, it's going to free up your energy. You're not going to feel burdened and bogged down and like you have to keep resting. It's about establishing those healthy boundaries. Love has boundaries. The ego has defense. You know, we're defensive. We have to defend ourselves. Our ego's, you know, being attacked or whatever. But love, it's all about aligning to your values, knowing what your values are, aligning to them, and creating that healthy boundary of knowing what you will accept and what you won't accept into your life. So you are building a solid foundation, and there's something about you that is very loyal. Okay, you're very loyal. You are like an awesome person to have in someone's life. And so I can see why it may be hard to disconnect from certain things. However, you are someone who holds great value, and not everybody is meant for you, but there are those that are meant for you, and you're going to know who they are because you're going to feel playful. You're going to feel lighthearted. You're going to feel like yourself, like you can relax, like you can let go, because that's just how it works. You won't be feeling like so defeated every time, stabbed in the back, like done for, like mentally just exhausted and drained. Okay, you're learning how to nurture yourself and to nurture love, most importantly. I'm going to read this big bold vision, and I want to see how it ties into this reading and where we can kind of identify the core wound here. You may already know what's going on. I feel like I just feel like you are a very solid person, and it's hard for you to, it's like you don't want to turn your back on anyone, but it's about shifting your perspective and not seeing that you're turning your back on anyone or anything. You know, everyone has free will to choose how they want to approach things or live their life, whether they want to be involved in drama or not. So I don't know, let's read this and see what it says. I love this card. It's so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So it says, you were not born to play a small role in life. You have the ability to dream big, even if you have absolutely no idea about how your visions can come to pass or what all the details may look like. You can access the heart and guts of a vision by tapping into your wildest dreams and surrendering attachment to exactly how it will all work out. The details are up to the creative genius of the universe. You are an active, contributing participant, but not the sole player in your life journey. There is something, a vision or an idea that is coming to you. You may worry that it's too much for you, but don't worry. It is meant to be yours. Although you might have some adjustments to make and some tweaking to do as you let go of your limited thinking and open up to a fearless acceptance of bigger, brighter, more radical, and more potent possibilities of creatively living your light in the world. A sign that you are cracking out of your limited thinking to allow for a big, bold vision to come to you is that you might feel a little dizzy with the shrinking limitations and expanding possibilities of life. You may wonder if you are allowed to access so much wonder. Remember that in your healing and growing success, as you manifest this big vision, you can touch the hearts of others through your presence, your inner work, your art, and your choices. It is a win-win situation. Those that are meant to live big, bold, and visionary lives need to give themselves permission to break the mold and forge newer, more expansive perspectives of what is possible, what is permitted, and what is of service. It's about letting go and opening up. Others will benefit from this, even though it is your vision. It is not just about you. You are being asked to remember that when something is right for you, endless synchronicities and support will flow your way at the right time and in the right way. Stay open, receptive, playful, and surrendered. This oracle brings you a message. You are about to receive or be invited to become part of a grand visionary beginning. It has the makings of something fantastic. No matter how the journey that brings this vision into reality unfolds, and there will be some twists and turns that you don't see coming, it is still helpful for you to be open to it. Trust your heart, be still with your choices, and when the time feels right and truthful, leap. This oracle brings a message for those who would like to further develop their intuitive sight. It is already happening. Trust in what you perceive, even if it conflicts with what everyone else around you is saying or the surface of things. Trust your inner perceptions. They are accurate and will be proven to be so later on. The healing process, this oracle brings a general message of positive energy. Trust that things will be coming up roses for you. Even if everything seems to be in a bit of shambles now, it's really just the essential mess before a truly spectacular success. Okay, so the affirmation for this card is, I release all blocks to my vision. I release all beliefs, conscious or unconscious, stored in my body or mind that would have me belittle or minimize myself out of fear or ignorance. I choose to be bold, big, and bright, to vision with my heart, and receive all the genius of the universe in supporting that vision and coming to life. So be it. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So this has me feeling like somewhere in your childhood or in the past, you minimized your emotions, your playfulness. Maybe you had to really step up and take on a role of responsibility that you weren't prepared for. I know for me, I was the oldest. I had a little brother. And when we were growing up, I kind of felt like we kind of raised ourselves, you know, so I took on this role of being kind of like a pseudo mother at times for him. And I always felt responsible for him. And I always felt like I had to play the role because my mom and dad were divorced, and then we lived with my dad. And so I would do the things that I thought my mom would do, and I would clean the house, and I would make dinner, and I would, you know, do these roles as a young child and a teenager. But it caused me to take on this role of responsibility and seriousness because, you know, that's what happened. And I had to work through that in allowing others to learn for themselves, especially with my 3 children, empowering them to follow their guidance system, to be playful, to be in their spirit, you know, to not take everything so seriously. Because as kids, you know, we take everything personal. It's just something we do as children. And what you need to know now is that as an adult, you have this quality to you. I can just feel it in the cards of being a natural born leader, of having this vision with the building blocks here to build something really solid and nurturing. And where you're feeling blocked is this responsibility to others. When it's truly not your responsibility, because nobody can save anyone else. We all have to save ourselves. So the best thing to do is to empower yourself. You know, if you can empower yourself, if you can believe in yourself and know that you can that you have the answers within, then you can empower those that you love and say, hey, you have the answers within. Trust your inner guidance. Trust what you're being told. What are you feeling? What do you feel is the right thing to do? And allow them to make mistakes. Unconditional love allows mistakes because we learn from our mistakes. If we don't make mistakes, we're never going to learn anything. So it's about allowing others to learn from their mistakes. Allow others to grow. Allow others to face what it means to be attached to drama. There's no judgment. If someone in my life, I have no judgment anymore. Drama, if you want to be involved in drama, cool. Go be involved in drama, because you will find out on your own that what goes around comes around. And if you don't like the way it feels when it comes around, you might want to disengage and choose love and not be involved in that energy. But it's teaching us something, right? It's teaching us what is not love, what is not healthy, what it is that we need to let go of. I see cleanse and detoxify here. Because when we're like, I feel like because you're feeling so serious about everything, you are suppressing your emotions. And with the base chakra here, it's all about our security, our connection to the physical realm, really knowing that what we want and desire to have is in alignment with our soul, our root, our base, our connection, our groundedness, our security, our home, our family, where we feel rooted in the world. And with the Eight of Pentacles here, it's like, this is dedicating your time and energy to that which is going to be long lasting for your foundation, something that is going to be left for future generations to enjoy, and it will inspire and only contribute to that energy of unconditional love that is solid. The Pentacles are the physical reality. It's not necessarily money, but it's more the physical. So I feel like with nurturing here and cleanse and detoxify, if you're suppressing your emotions, we tend to maybe drink more alcohol or smoke weed or whatever it is that we do to kind of soothe ourselves or numb out some of the suppressed emotions that we're feeling, because we've got to be strong and we've got to be the ones who, we're responsible and we're handling everything. But really, we're not nurturing ourselves. We're not loving ourselves unconditionally. We're trying too hard to. There's got to be that balance, there's got to be that balance. And the more you tune into nurturing your well-being, nurturing your soul, nurturing your emotions, okay, your spirit, your life force, the more balance you're going to feel. And when you cleanse and detoxify your body, your mind, your spirit, it's not about just like stopping things, but it's more about shifting the focus to, how can I nurture my well-being? How, you can drink more water, you can go for a walk, you can do yoga, you can get out into nature, you can, it's all about finding life-affirming things and adding as much of that into your reality as possible. And as you do that, it will naturally detoxify you. Find things like herbs and different remedies that you can do fast. Eat veggies and fruit, living foods, things that will nurture your physical vessel, but also your mind as you detox things out of your physical body, your emotions, purging, crying, all of that heavy energy. The more you let go of it, the more you look at it and acknowledge it and accept it, that it's there for a reason, that it's your internal guidance system telling you you're feeling this way because it's what we need you to look at, so that you can make different choices and not invite this energy into your life, or keep feeling this energy that's keeping you so serious all the time, okay? Building blocks and serendipity. I want to read building blocks because I'm not familiar with this card, but I love it because I just feel like you are here to somehow build a solid foundation of unconditional love, and however that looks for you. And serendipity is all about magic and synchronicity and really being in the flow of life and receiving those magical messages that come to you in the most random of ways, or being in the right place at the right time, or meeting the right person, and just the synchronicity, the luck, the serendipity. It's funny, I just got a new car, a new Subaru, and my girlfriend recommended serendipity, and I had pulled my cards that night and got this card. And so the name of my new Subaru, my new car, is Serendipity. So I just love that. It made me laugh. Okay, let me find this building blocks card here. Let's see what it says. Strong foundations, a beautiful work in progress. Okay, you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. I apologize for that background noise. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. This is going to be a little background noise, but I'm almost done with this message. Sorry about that. I just love this because it also speaks to, it says, you have everything you need to turn iron into gold in the alchemical process of creating the prosperous life you desire. Now is the time to build on the strong foundation you have already laid for your prosperity. Keep in mind that these building blocks are imbued with the sparkling energy of your intentions. Own your dream and remember that you always have more than enough and you always are enough, so abundance is ever present. Your creativity is divinely inspired and the design for your life is taking shape in service to the world. You are meant for success. And it also talks about relationships, that you're also attracting relationships into your life that are very solid, you know, and because you're building your foundation on honesty, integrity, you know, clear communication, like really wanting to be with those you're meant for, in alignment with, you're like laying the groundwork for those future relationships right now, and they're going to be sure, they're going to be solid, they're going to be long lasting, that they're going to be relationships that go the distance. So if there's someone, it just speaks to like loving, wise, powerful relationships. Okay, so it's about you aligning with those that share your values of clear communication, of honesty, of integrity. Because when you're in alignment with that energy, with those relationships, you're going to be able to just thrive and dedicate your time and energy into your vision. You're going to be supported. You're going to be able to take breaks and be playful and not so serious all the time. And your spirit is just going to shine from the inside. The sun shines not on us, but in us, okay? Everything comes from within, and you are a bright sun. If you're not playful, if you're not in your spirit is playful. It's joy, it's bliss, it's serendipity. Your spirit is serendipity. So it's about merging the physical and the spiritual together. You are someone who understands his own truth or her truth. You are very in alignment with integrity. And hold on 1 minute. And actually, I'm just going to leave this message here because I know it's going to get noisier, but I want to say thank you so much. I truly hope that this message resonates with you and that it brought you the affirmation and clarity and guidance that you are seeking. And I thank you so much for your subscribes, likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to receive a personal reading from me, I would be absolutely honored to do that for you. My website is crystallyn.love. You can find the information down below, and I would be honored if you felt called to join me over on my Patreon page as well, because I have so many goodies being offered exclusively for my Patreons that are going to be coming soon, on top of what I'm doing. So again, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for being an amazing, solid, loving person who's building this solid foundation for the future, you know, for your family, for the legacy that you're leaving behind, because it's so important to build a solid foundation and based on unconditional love, and it's not easy. But when you find that core wound within that tells you that you can't be serious, that you have to be, or that you can't be playful and that you need to be serious all the time and responsible, when you find that place within yourself and you recognize it, you can love that part of yourself unconditionally and say, it's okay, you know, you don't have to be responsible for everyone anymore. It's time for everyone to be responsible for themselves, and you support that. You'll support them through the hard times, but you're not there to carry the burden for them, okay? That will help you get you out of that mental anxiety and just feeling like you can't win. Detaching from the drama to focus on what you're here to do, which is this big, bold vision. And I think this is amazing. I think it's amazing. And I thank you. I thank you, thank you, thank you for your strength and your determination and your courage and your ability to just step up and do the right thing, because I know you do. But remember that doing the right thing is also trusting your path and your connection to spirit, and spirit's telling you to allow others to learn from their own mistakes, to let them carry their own burdens, and to create this vision. Okay, so thank you again. I will see you next time. All my infinite love. Peace out.